So I'm going to go through some of the original content that I had prepared and give you guys an overview on Amazon product reviews and best practices. And so this is going to be relevant regardless of where you are in the process, regardless of what's currently happening. All these are going to be very, very helpful moving forward, especially to regain traction in the coming months. So my name is Shannon. I run Marketplace Seller Courses. Got a Twitter and email account there. You can also find me on LinkedIn or on the website at marketplacesellercourses.com if you have any follow-up questions after the presentation. I want to talk briefly about recent updates to Amazon reviews and ratings. And so one of the interesting updates that Amazon made recently was, instead of calling them reviews, Amazon started defaulting the language to ratings. And you can see from this example here that instead of saying 179 reviews, it says 179 ratings. And if you click to see all customer reviews, it'll drop down. And in this example, it's saying showing 1 through 10 of 130 reviews. So what that means is Amazon is showing ratings and reviews aggregated on the detail page. You can obviously go through and read the reviews, but the ratings are just going to show up in terms of the star ratings on the product detail page. And the reason for this is probably pretty simple. Amazon wants to get more ratings. They also wanted to lower the bar and the threshold for the amount of time and energy it took for a customer to leave a product review. So basically, instead of having to write a headline and write a review or add photos or video or anything like that, you can basically just click the star rating that you want, and then Amazon will add that as a rating to the detail page. But you can also go through and still add that headline, write the review, add a photo or content, and that will show up under the review section. So the goal is really to get more product feedback. We've seen the number of ratings skyrocket for many, many products, especially with ones with higher sales velocity, by Amazon making this change. So we know the importance of reviews and ratings still as significant today as ever. Specifically in terms of Amazon's platform, the A9 algorithm and sales, we know that having better product reviews and higher ratings is going to increase the organic ranking of the product. So where that product ranks organically for any of the keywords that it's indexed for, as well as the click-through rate. So if a customer discovers a product organically, or if you have a sponsored product listing, the click-through rate from a customer seeing your product in the search result page is going to be higher based on seeing those reviews and the number of ratings and reviews that are attached to your product. From the social proof side, obviously, ratings and reviews are so important for customers to see what other people think of your product. And so, again, if you've got two products that can be the exact same in terms of product features, the title, images, but the product that has more reviews, higher ratings, is going to sell more because customers have a higher level of trust in those ratings. So let's talk about how you can get better and more product reviews and ratings moving forward. One of the tools that we use is called Feedback 5 by Ecom Engine. And it's a great way to automate this process. So instead of manually sending them out or doing email templates within the Seller Central platform, you can automate this and set up tons of rules to have these emails go out to customers. You can set the time of delivery. You can have different customized emails for different products or different ASINs. And the first thing that you need to focus on to get more ratings and more product reviews is to increase the open rate of those emails. So we know that Amazon allows customers to opt out if they don't want to receive emails at all. But for those who do receive them, we want to increase the open rate. And the three main ways to do that, the three things to focus on, is the day or days of the week that that email sends, the time of day, and the subject line. So that more than anything else. And you can start by looking at some average best practices in terms of sending emails, but it's really going to be specific to your customer base. And the nice thing with Feedback 5 is you can A/B test a couple different ways, but see what days of the week get the best open rate. So maybe during the week, Monday through Friday, maybe Tuesday through Thursday, or in some cases the weekend. And then just test time of day. Do people open your emails more in the morning, more in the evening, when they're checking their emails when they come home? And then, of course, subject line. So we've got some examples of some of our best open rate subject lines on the right. Again, Feedback 5 allows you to add emojis which is just another way to incentivize people visually to sort of notice your email and have it stand out. These email subject lines typically will get us between a 25 or 26 to 28% open rate. And we like to send, one of the times that I've found works best generally is like at 11 a.m. So you can test that out and see what works best. So the first goal is to increase the open rate. And then once you get them to open email, we're going to talk about how you get them to engage. So the first thing that we recommend with the email itself is to brand it. So this is an example of an email, one of our current clients, Pure Country Weavers. We've added their logo at the top. We've even branded the email throughout by adding their logo colors to the email and putting some things in bold. And they chose to go with a humorous email and just make it a little lighthearted. You know, Amazon Feedback 5 has some great templates that you can start with. But we really recommend customizing them to give it your own flavor, your own tone as a brand, and use the language that you would use to converse with your customers, whether it's on social media or the packaging. But this is definitely going to increase engagement rate to personalize it, make it your own. And with this email, they actually get such a good response from it. People will actually post in their product reviews, hey, I love the product, but I also love the email I got. So creating that sort of viral sense. And we've had people share them on social media because they did something a little outside of the box. The last tip here is to personalize the email. And so instead of just having it come from your brand or your company, have it personally signed. In this case, we have it signed by the president of the company. In some cases, we've had it signed by the first names of the people who handle customer service, knowing that they're going to be the people that you're going to engage with. And it just creates a little more of a personal connection, emotional connection. And people are usually a little more respectful and a little more responsive when they feel like there's a real person on the other end of it. Now, one of the things that you may have noticed recently, if you looked at your orders in Seller Central, is this request a review button. And so this is brand new within the last few months. And so what you could do is you could click that button manually, and Amazon would send this templated email that was basically completely in line with Amazon policy because Amazon's providing it. And it sends an email to the customer to request a product review and seller feedback. Feedback 5 just came out with their official integration so that you can actually use Feedback 5 to request a review using this feature, using their tool. You can still set up rules to send. You cannot customize the email, but again, the benefit is it's completely in line with Amazon policy, and Amazon's going to automatically send that if you integrate that Feedback 5 aspect of it. The nice thing to note is it does not go through buyer-seller messaging. So we know Amazon's been restricting buyer-seller messaging for a variety of things, some that were part of their policy and some that even weren't part of their policy. But these messages, the request review, does not go through buyer-seller messaging. So even if you've been restricted from buyer-seller messaging, you can still use this request review feature to send emails to request product reviews and seller feedback. The other thing that I want to mention is product inserts and scannable QR codes. Again, we know that there's a certain amount of people who opt out of those emails, but with a product insert, you get 100% open rate. Like everybody who opens your product, they're going to see the product insert, and there's no opt out. Nobody's going to opt out of receiving the product insert because it comes with the product. But if you can create a really cool, visually engaging insert that's also valuable and adds value and is helpful for the customer, you're going to be able to increase engagement with customers. And the really cool thing is Amazon's app has a scannable QR code reader. And so if you click the camera button on the Amazon app, it can actually scan QR codes that go to links within the Amazon platform. And so you can actually send people to be able to go to a product review page, to seller feedback, even Amazon, if they want to ask a question to the customer, contact us. And the last thing that you can do is if you've got a video of your product that you've added to Amazon, you can actually send them to link to watch that video on Amazon. So maybe it's an unboxing or how to assemble. That's a great sort of value add for customers. And we can see that over the last couple of years, the use of the Amazon app has just increased, and especially during the holiday peak season, more and more people are shopping on mobile. And I think we're going to see the numbers of people who use the app to purchase on Amazon is going to increase, making these scannable QR codes more and more valuable as time goes on. So two sort of big picture strategies in terms of this. One is responding to product reviews, really builds credibility with the Amazon customers. So there was a Retail Wire article out that came out last year. It was something like 40% of customers are more likely to shop or buy from a retailer when they actually respond to all of the product reviews. So this could look like, if you're on Amazon, a lot of people like to see the product reviews come in, but they don't actually comment on them. So if somebody leaves a positive product review, have your customer service person go on and just say, hey, thanks so much for that awesome review. We appreciate your feedback. The idea is here that you're customizing those. It's not a generic template that you're just copying and pasting for everyone, because people are going to see that get repeated. If people, especially people, leave a negative product review. I know my wife, when she's shopping on Amazon, she only reads the negative product reviews. Like, she'll scan through and say, like, what's wrong with the product? The benefit here is, if somebody's going through and doing that and reading the negative product reviews, and they see that every single negative product review, you as a seller have responded to that and offered a solution. So maybe they said, hey, I received my product and it was damaged in shipping. And you respond in the product review and say, hey, we're so sorry that happened. Please contact us. We'd love to ship you a free replacement, right? It may not even be for the person who that happened to. Like, you can't find out necessarily who that person was, but it's for the new customers who are going to be reading those product reviews and deciding whether or not to buy your product. If they know that you stand behind your product, they're going to be more likely to purchase, even if there's some negative product reviews on your listing. And let's just be honest, every product at some point is going to get a negative product review. The last key piece from here is to learn from the product reviews. So when you get positive product feedback, negative product feedback, look at incorporating questions or issues that people have. Maybe they had trouble understanding how to use the product. Maybe they were disappointed by the size, the flavor, or the taste. Whatever those things are that you can learn from, consider incorporating those into the listing to utilize what we call pre-customer service. So it might be updating the product features to provide a little more explanation, or updating your product photos with infographics that maybe better describe the product or give the dimensions or integrations that the product has, or even some assembly instructions. And then lastly, adding videos to your product listings, which you can do right at the top under the image block if you have brand registry, or under related video shorts below. But those can be really, really helpful to answer customer questions before they have them, as well as be able to make the most of the product once they get it. So lastly, just to wrap up here, some current review and rating policies. Don't pay for or incentivize reviews. You're not allowed to review or rate competitors' products, and you can't, whether in your emails or your inserts, redirect negative reviewers. So you can't say, hey, if you had a great experience and loved the product, leave a product review, and if you had a terrible experience, contact us. Amazon considers that redirecting, and it is a term of service violation. Lastly, don't ask friends or family for reviews, even though it's tempting, and you can no longer give away free products in exchange for reviews. So all of these will help you stay in line with Amazon TOS and be able to be a seller with longevity and increase sales over time. So that's basically it from my side. We offer Amazon courses and Amazon coaching for brand owners that are looking to launch, grow, and protect their brands on Amazon. Of course, certainly right now, there's a lot of issues that are coming up with everything going on. So you can go to the website and book on-demand coaching, but the goal is to be as helpful and available as we can, especially for learning. Everything's moving to online. So if you find yourselves stuck at home with time to spare and want to get caught up on your A game for Amazon,